The process of finding a tutor is actually pretty straightforward. To get you started, we really need to answer two sets of questions. The first set is really basic, just some contact details. So we'll make sure to get a hold of your name, email address, contact number, and obviously your address, which is really important to making sure we can get a tutor that's near you. We'll also have a look at things like what sort of availability you have so that we can match up the tutor with the student. The second set of questions is a little bit more important. It focuses on what type of tutor your student actually needs. So here is where we get the answer to questions like how long has a student been struggling for? Or if you have the answer to these types of questions, what type of learner a student might be. Do they respond really well to, say, visual learning, or are they maybe sort of more of an auditory person? We can get a feel for these kind of details, and then what we will do is once we've got enough information, we'll work really hard to match up a student with a tutor who can teach in a similar sort of style. And we want to make sure that the student is getting the absolute most out of their tutor. So we're going to try and find a way to match people up with the appropriate tutor. Now that might mean for some people, they need a really young tutor that they can relate to and respond to really well because they're relatable, a character that might have been through school a couple of years ago. And for other people, we look at sort of an older tutor who's a little bit more of an authority figure. They can keep the student in line and make sure that they're working to their fullest potential. These are all the sorts of questions that we'll ask when we speak to you for the first time. So once we've got all that information, we can find the tutor that is most suited for your student. Once we've found that tutor, all we have to do is match up a time that works between you and the student and the tutor, and then you can start your tutoring basically. It's very, very straightforward. The tutor can come over once or twice a week. You can check out the video discussing how often you should have your tutor from time to time. And all we basically do from there is continue to monitor and make sure that the student's always getting the absolute best that they can out of their tutor. In terms of the billing, it happens you'll get an invoice out once a month for the amount of tutoring that you're going to have. And that's really all there is to it. There's not a lot of complication. The tutor is responsible for organising all the scheduling between themselves and you and the student. So it makes for a really nice, easy process. Your tutor's only a quick phone call away or maybe an email. It's very, very nice and straightforward. There's no hidden strings or complications. The process of getting a tutor is a really nice, simple process. And that's what it's supposed to be. That's why we're called Simply Maths Tutoring, because the process is so simple and so straightforward. This isn't supposed to make life more complicated. It's supposed to make life a little bit easier. So that's all there is to the process of getting a tutor. Once you're comfortable with your tutor and everything's being looked after, we'll just touch base every now and then, make sure that you guys are happy, make sure the tutor's happy and the student's getting exactly what they need out of their tutor. And that's all there is to it. Not a complicated process. Tutors are here to make your life easier, not more complicated. And at Simply Maths Tutoring, that's exactly what we're aiming to do.